Hey guys, so I just wanted to give kind of like I think it's a 2-month update maybe. I'll find the video and link to it. It was a while ago. What is it, July? I think this was in like March maybe. I read The Feeling is the Secret, or Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. If you haven't read it, it's like 15 pages long. Just read it. Just read it. Matt came in to the room where I was sitting last night, my fiance, holding the Neville Goddard reader by Feeling is the Secret, and it looked like the whole book was going to tear off because Feeling is the Secret, if you hold up the pages, is like this thick. It's like 15 pages long. It's there's no excuse to not have read it if you are discussing Neville Goddard or hearing about Neville Goddard. But in it, I think it's the 4th chapter maybe, he talks about simply falling asleep in a feeling. You know, the focus in this community when it comes to Neville and Neville Goddard attributed techniques, people constantly talk about looping a scene that implies that you have your desire and falling asleep in that scene. But Neville also talks about just generating a feeling and falling asleep in that feeling, which, as somebody who has never used like looping a scene, I've never done that. By the time I found Neville Goddard's works, I had already been reading other, you know, New Thought, Law of Attraction-y type authors for a long time, almost 2 decades, and had already manifested my entire life basically using other things, other mental tricks or whatever. I had been focusing on the thing I wanted with a sense of certainty and just allowing the way to be made for decades. But so this thing was new to me about just falling asleep in a feeling. It's something that I had never put any importance on. In fact, quite the opposite. As a person who I almost never I never try to artificially change any kind of emotions I'm going through. The emotion to me is an offshoot of the thoughts and the beliefs and stuff. So if I'm feeling really shitty about something, I can cause the emotion to just go away by figuring out what the thing is that's causing the emotion. So that's what I usually do. And sometimes that requires sitting there through it for a day or a half a day or something. You know, sometimes it takes that much time to work it out, and I don't try to force the change. So as somebody with that philosophy, this idea of doing that was just kind of out there, and I didn't even try it consistently until this year. So basically, even if I was having a shitty day or just had like an upsetting conversation on the phone with somebody, you know, found out some upsetting news or something like that right before bed, whereas in the past I would just let it be on my mind until I passed out, now consistently I put it aside and generate a new feeling, and the feeling that I generate is that of success. And the only way I can really describe that is just, it's sort of like the feeling of having accomplished everything and having, you know, like, I did everything, everything's working out, everything worked out today, I did everything I was supposed to do. Like, that's the sort of feeling, whether or not I actually did everything I was supposed to do. It's just that feeling that in the past I felt, you know, at the end of the day, if I was having a great day, that's usually why. I did everything I accomplished everything I set out to do today. You know, the whole day went really well. That sort of feeling that you would have. That's the feeling I generate right before sleep. And it's amazing to me. Like, things have just been working out. It's so crazy. It's to the point now where if there is something bothering me, I actually look forward to that time of night because I've gotten really good at it. You know, just doing something over and over again, you get better at it. I've just gotten to the point now where I know I can set it aside immediately and generate that feeling. And I've sort of started to, there's no way to say this in any way that makes any sense, but I've sort of started just to like bring the problem that I was having into that feeling, mentally, just kind of saying, all right, I'm going to suck the feeling of this problem into this feeling of success. And I know it's going to take care of it. And it does. Like, a mundane example would be like, if I had something I have to do the next day that I really don't want to do, just kind of like mix that sort of whatever that feeling is, that like dread, whatever, bring it into the arena of the successful feeling and let it work itself out. And like, then the next, like, it would get canceled, or it would be over really fast, or it would turn out not to be the shitty thing I thought it was going to be, that kind of thing. It's weird. It's like that feeling bleeds over into everything. And then the more you have it, the more it becomes sort of natural. The more you fall asleep in like a feeling like that, the more it starts to just kind of form the baseline. So it's pretty amazing. I don't have a ton of concrete examples because this is more of like little things all day long, general change in minor but significant in just kind of how I'm experiencing my life. So I thought I would update on that. Pretty much every intention that I've had in the last 3 months has come to pass rapidly. And I find myself being very successful with everything I try to do. And effortlessly and easily. So that's been interesting. Especially lately. Especially like the last, I would say, 6 weeks. Like everything has just sort of gotten lighter. So it's pretty amazing. But I also wanted to talk about a couple other things. I wanted to recommend some other things. I haven't talked about this here. I don't want to make a whole video about it, but hopefully somebody made it this far. I have been doing this Yoga Nidra YouTube video, which is Yoga Nidra is basically just laying there while being walked through the awareness of all the parts of your body. It is so weirdly blissful and relaxing. It's amazing. It's so pleasurable without having to do anything. Like, you don't do any yoga. You just lay there and listen to this. You don't do any like yoga the way you would think of it, like any kind of movements. But it's so pleasurable that for like, I've been doing this for like a year. I was thinking up until about a month ago, I kind of viewed it as like a luxury, like a pleasure that I shouldn't indulge in if there was anything else to do. And finally it just kind of hit me. Doing this Yoga Nidra is not like recreational. This is something that actually really impacts me the whole rest of the day. And I actually need to start prioritizing it and doing it because it just produces this relaxation that is amazing. And so I wanted to link to that. I'm going to link to this particular video that I do. You just lay there and listen to it. And she, I think, also has some other interesting ones that are like an hour long. They're similar for astral projecting and stuff, which is cool. And you might be able to use that for like doing some imagining. So I'll link to her. Her channel is Rosalie Yoga, and her voice is just like, I just love it. I've listened to other Yoga Nidra videos, and this is by far my favorite. The way she talks, like her accent or whatever, I find very soothing and just pleasing to listen to. So I'm going to link to that. And I also wanted to mention Tim Grimes again, because I accidentally deleted the video that I mentioned him on last time. He has a podcast and a YouTube channel. I don't know if they're the same thing. I've watched a bunch of his videos. He's an author, but I think you would like his channel. Many of you, I think, already saw it when I posted it on the other video, but it's gone now. So I wanted to mention him again and link to him. And I wanted to mention my friend Robbie Bobby Scotty, who probably nobody is still around from when I first started this channel, but Robbie Bobby Scotty, Robert Scott, is an online friend of mine, meaning I've never met him in person, but he lives in Germany, and we were excellent manifestation buddies when we first met on the Neville Goddard subreddit in the beginning of 2020. And without him, I think that my whole dabbling in the specific person manifestation thing would have driven me totally crazy. He kept reminding me the whole time, you don't know what you want, you don't know what you want, and kept me sane. And then as soon as I knew what I wanted, it was pretty easy to get it. And so I have him to thank for being a shoulder to complain on. And he now has a YouTube channel and a podcast. I think also that might be the same thing. I don't know if I know he has a YouTube channel. I'm not sure if the podcast is also elsewhere, but he talks about this kind of stuff too. And he also, if any of you are using manifestation or struggling with any kind of addiction, he talks about quitting drinking there and some of the stuff that has to do with that. I don't know if that's still there. That was there earlier this year, but I'm going to link to his channel and just go. There's like no way not to love this guy. He's just hilarious and kind of irreverent while not being like an insulting dick, which is a great combo. So I'm going to link to him too. I believe that that's it. I would, if I were you, if you're stressed out at all, just to bring this back to the first thing, if you're stressed out at all, if you find yourself having a lot of tension, try the Yoga Nidra. It's amazing. When I put that video on, or listen to that video, when she kind of starts going through your body, and she gets to the shoulders, my shoulders are so tense. I've had all kinds of shoulder issues over the last year. The first time Matt like touched my shoulder, he's like, oh my God, that's so hard. Like, I don't know what it is. This is where all of my tension is. And when I start the video and she goes to my shoulders and I try to relax, like I think about my shoulders relaxing, it doesn't do anything right away. But by the time you're through the whole body, I've noticed, at a certain point, I go, oh, my shoulders relaxed somewhere in here. And it's like, it stays that way then for the rest of the day. So this is the kind of thing I like to do when I get home. Or like right after I take a shower or something, my hair's drying. It's just so relaxing, and you take it with you for, a while afterwards. So it has an impact on the rest of your day. So yeah, all of that. So feeling is the secret. Fall asleep, generating a positive emotion. You'll get much better at it as you discipline yourself to do this every night. I look forward to it at this point because I know I can do it, and I know that I'll be getting some relief. I can kind of give myself permission to let the thing go. So those two things, Yoga Nidra with Rosalie Yoga, Tim Grimes's YouTube channel, and Robert Scott. I will link to all of those below, and I hope you have a great day.